3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. In this video today, we're going to be having a look at the latest Nintendo 64 core, and guys, guess what? It has hit update tool. So I've been testing this core since Robert Peip, the developer, began work on it, and it has been a lot of fun. But a lot of you guys that don't like messing around with unstable stuff, well, it's here. Let's just have a look at some of the options in here. As you can see, cheats are in there. I'm not sure how you get them working on the update or one. I haven't tried them out yet, but you've got different choices for pads. You can have like a controller pack. There's just a whole bunch of controls there. I would recommend update it and go and check it. So right now the visuals that you're seeing are like the normal ones, but I really do like the clean HDMI look, which as far as I know gives it up to 480p video out. Now guys, this is a fantastic core. Robert, the developer for this, is absolutely amazing. He's done a great job getting as far as he did. Pretty much the vast majority of the catalog are working. There's only a few games that load up and then they crash at some point, and those games are Resident Evil 2, sorry, Conker's Bad Fur Day, I think Jet Force Gemini, and even one or both of the Castlevania games. There's likely another couple of games too, but honestly, all the games I really want to play are here. You know, like I learned recently, because I'm not a 3D platform gamer, that in order to beat this guy, you don't throw him off the mountain, which makes more sense, right? You're attacking someone, well, chuck them down a mountain, they're going to get more injuries. No, you just throw him ahead of you. So guys, this is honestly, it's absolutely awesome. So the clean HDMI is something I'm only using in this part here with this Mario scene, and I'll flick it on and off in a second as well. The rest of the video is just going to be with the vanilla settings, and what we're going to look at in this video, right? We're going to look at a couple of heavy hitters. Everyone knows what the heavy hitters are, right? It's quite well known. But as well as looking at some heavy hitters, we're going to look at what some hidden gems, right? Some gems that I found while kind of doing streams, while testing this core, while following this core's progress as Robert Peip, the developer, was putting out like update after update. In some weeks, we ended up getting like 3, 4, 5 updates in the period of a week. So the guy really is a machine when it comes to working. So we look at the heavy hitters. We look at some hidden gems, right? Some games that I discovered during the time when I was testing the core. And after that, we'll finish off by looking at some ROM hacks / homebrew titles as well. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can play on here. Honestly, this is something people considered impossible. I'm a tech dimwit, so I have no idea. But when people said it's impossible, I was like, wow. And honestly, we have got such an amazing core. It has some quality of life features that actually make the core better than original hardware. Obviously, there's some games that it can't play. That's just a shame, right? But what it can play, it plays really well, and it does an absolutely fantastic job of it. Now, generally when I play, I'm playing this on an LCD display, so I really do like that sharper, that cleaner HDMI look. But it's up to you how you want to use it. It's different for different people. You may prefer something that I don't, and vice versa. But let's have a look. I'm just going to flick off the clean HDMI off and on now. Okay, so let's just kind of flick it off and on now, right? So on, off, and you can have a little look and you can kind of judge it for yourself, guys, like which one you prefer. Generally, honestly, I prefer playing with it, but mess about with this core. There's a whole bunch of options in there. Honestly, the quality of life stuff in there is just next level. But this is it for kind of like Mario 64. Let's have a look at the heavy hitters, and then we'll look at some hidden gems, and then we'll look at ROM hacks and homebrew. And when we talk heavy hitters, guys, it doesn't get much heavier than GoldenEye 007 James Bond. Guys, this game is fantastic. If you haven't played it, it's a great single player experience, and it's even better multiplayer. Friendships were made, friendships were lost with this game. Now, I didn't actually play this because as I began to film this, right, my door rang and I got a delivery from Amazon. So I quickly collected that. Everything you're seeing in this video, guys, is running on the MiSTer FPGA, is running on the update tool core. I'm running my vanilla memory card. There's nothing unstable on here. This is what you guys would get if you put in your if you put in your SD card or whatever your storage is that you're using, and you just ran update tool. So if you haven't tried GoldenEye, there's only a few of you people out there that haven't. You need to try this game. It's fantastic. It's one of the biggest games and one of the best games on the system. straight after GoldenEye, guys, let's now have a look at Perfect Dark, which is like, I guess, the unofficial follow-up, the unofficial sequel to it. And this is really, really well. I played this more on this core than I did on the N64, right? When this came out in the N64, I weren't really gaming as much, right? That was my wild days, shall we say. But guys, this is Perfect Dark. Honestly, it plays really, really well. The controls definitely take a little bit of getting used to when you go back to the Nintendo 64, but there are plenty of core control options within the core that will let you use even like two N64 controllers. Also, every game that I played here, I used the NSO, the Nintendo Switch Online controller. Now, I generally don't like Bluetooth controllers, but I feel it works really well with the N64 core because I don't feel the latency as much on 3D games as opposed to 2D. But yeah, Perfect Dark is fantastic. Definitely try it out, and it's amazing that we're playing this on the MiSTer FPGA. Absolutely amazing. And I failed this mission because I always just end up shooting these two ladies. Okay, so this is another game I didn't actually go into game and play. I've played it plenty before, and but the intro is just really nice. The soundtrack's nice, and this is, yeah, you guys know it already, right? The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. We've got many different ways of playing this. Recently, there was like a PC compilation that uses like the Nintendo 3D assets, which makes it a little bit more HD. That's a good way of playing it. But what better way of playing it than on like the original version, the original N64 version on your MiSTer? It runs fantastically well, and guys, many consider this, like when it came out, the game of the year. I remember it getting lots and lots of rewards, and many people, when you talk about the best game of all time, Zelda Ocarina of Time usually is #1, or it's definitely in the top 5. So a game definitely to try out on the MiSTer core. And guys, another classic, Mario Kart 64, and this was a game, right? So if there was two games that I played the most on the Nintendo 64, it was GoldenEye and it was Mario Kart. This is something that we played 4 players, and the beauty of the N64 was you didn't need like a multi-tap or anything. It just had 4 ports to plug in your controllers at the front. Again, try this out. It still holds up today in single player, and it really does come alive multiplayer. Actually, I'm really interested. Like, a lot of people I know, they like playing multiplayer races. We always preferred battle, right? Our group of friends always preferred battle mode in Mario Kart 64. Which one did you prefer? But again, this is a no-brainer, right? This is a game to check out on the core. And later in the video, we'll look at some variations of this game because there's some very good and interesting ones. Let's rumble, guys. So let's move on to like what I consider hidden gems. Now, these are my hidden gems. Maybe you kind of knew about this game, and this is the beauty of like following the core progress as it was being updated, doing live streams where you guys, the viewer, were requesting games for me to play, and this was one of them, right? I mean, it's not something I would have looked at again. It's called Rakuga Kids, and as far as I know, it's only out Japanese and Europe, and it's not available as a USA release. But you know what? That doesn't hold us back on the MiSTer, right? We can play whatever we want. And guys, this is a fighting game. It's like, it's got the Street Fighter buttons, 3 punches, 3 kicks. You can combo, you can dragon punch, you can fireball when they jump dragon. It's got nice grabs, and it's even got a super. Honestly, I was so surprised by this game. One thing that I realized, and a lot of people don't realize, I think either, the Nintendo 64 has a decent bunch of fighting games, some 2D and some 3D. It's not something that I ever knew, beyond like your popular ones like Killer Instinct and Mortal Kombat, but something like this, honestly, if you like Street Fighter, you will like it. It feels, honestly, it feels very super turbo. Well, apart from it's got like air blocks and maybe some other stuff in there, but guys, like seriously, if you like fighting games, you gotta try this out. I mean, I really like the slow speed of your slowest fireball. Almost makes you want to run in and see if I can attach a combo to that. And here I am trying to do like a jump in, but getting the timing completely wrong. Definitely try this game out. Big recommendation. A genre that has no shortage of good games on the N64 is the racing genre. And guys, this again, like, I'm finding hidden gems, and I'm sure you will too, right? And here, this one here is Beetle Adventure, and there I am messing around with the buttons because I don't quite fully understand the game. I've only ever really played them on live streams, but guys, this is a very good racer, right? The best way I can describe this feels like a cross between an arcade racer and a simulation. Everything just feels right. The braking feels right. The way you take your turns feel right. It's one of those races where as soon as you play it, even though right now on screen it looks like I'm struggling, honestly the controls are just very, very good. It feels right. It just feels bang on as soon as you start playing it. It's got these little crates on the side that give you nitro and different power-ups, which I haven't quite figured out exactly what they are. It's got some nice stuff, like there's a drawbridge that you're racing over as it's kind of opening up, but you do the jump over it. So guys, definitely try this out. This is a recommendation Beetle adventure. If you're a fan of arcade games like me, you want to try Sin and Punishment, and that's the name of it there, right? Because when I was looking for it, I was looking for Sin and Punishment, but the reason I kind of brought that menu up on the screen was to show you what the Japanese name is. So if you can't find it, go back to that part of the video, give it a pause, because it begins with the letter T and there's no Sin and Punishment in there. I guess Sin and Punishment is the translation. Guys, this is a game that just feels like a dream come true. It is that arcade experience, even though it's not an arcade game. It's an N64 game. It feels like an arcade game. It just plays so well. The controls work. Everything about the game is just bliss. The way you run, the way you fire, the way you jump, the way you dive, the way you move. Honestly, it's made by Treasure, and hey, we all know Treasure make absolutely brilliant games, and this game is no exception. This game here is Bangai-O, and I'm going to bring up the menu because when you're looking for it in a menu, right, if you do get, like, let's say the no intro ROM set, it's called something else. There you go. It's called like Bakuretsu Muteke Bangai-O, right? So yeah, not exactly Bangai-O. So I kind of do this because the reason I do, and I'll show you guys the menu for games that are slightly different than what they're called most commonly, is because when I was doing streams, people would be like, hey, can we get Bangai-O? And I wouldn't be able to find it. Can we get Sin and Punishment? I was looking for those exact titles in like the no intro ROM set, and I wasn't finding them. So hopefully this helps you guys. Now, I'm not doing a good job of playing this game over here. I did play this decently at one point when I had this for my Nintendo DS. I think I've still got it from a Nintendo DS somewhere. I completely forgot how to play it, but guys, this game is just stylish. Another game by Treasure. It runs really well, it plays well, and when you actually work out what you're doing in it, it's a lot of fun. All I remember is at the end I fired out like a million missiles and it felt darn good, and I'm pretty sure it'll feel darn good too right now. Okay, so bear with me guys, this isn't really a hidden gem, but it was a hidden gem for me because we've even, like, a friend of mine had the cartridge, right, and I met up with him recently, and I grabbed some cartridges off him in kind of anticipation for the Analog 3D if I do end up getting it, right, and he had F-Zero there. We just never played this back in the day on the N64. We were too occupied playing GoldenEye and Mario Kart in general, but guys, this game is so good. It runs at a high frame rate on the MiSTer FPGA and I guess on the N64 hardware, but guys, this is one of the best racers I've ever played. I even recently started playing the one on the GameCube via emulation. Dolphin is a very good emulator, guys. I started playing that on the ROG Ally. I do like that one, but I think the N64 version is likely my favorite one. It just feels good. As soon as I played this, when I was testing the core out and it started working, it just feels like a really good racing game. So not quite a hidden gem, shouldn't really be in this category because I know many people do like it, but it's definitely one of the hidden gems that I found on a personal level. And if you haven't played it, play it now. If you did play it growing up and you've updated your core via update tool, then you know what, give it another go now. You'll like it. Okay, in the final section of the video, guys, we are going to be having a look at some ROM hacks and Homebrew. And guys, this is a hack of Mario Kart 64, and it's called Mario Kart Amped Up. And wow, your eyes are not deceiving you. You are seeing the initial first stage from Diddy Kong Racing, but in Mario Kart. Guys, this is really good. Now, this may not be the latest version of the actual game here. I may have an older one on the MiSTer, but nonetheless it just plays really well. It's got original tracks in there, tracks from different games, and it's something that I strongly suggest you guys check out. It's called Mario Kart 64 Amped Up. Give it a Google search. I'll try and leave a link. If I forget to leave a link, guys, just ask me in the comments and I'll find it and I'll leave it for you guys. But this is well worth playing. It feels like free Mario Kart DLC. In a modern day and age, in today's day and age, this would be like, oh yeah, pay £20 and we'll give you all these extra tracks, right? But no, this is a fan project and it is like DLC for your old game in the year 2024.
The portal will open in 3, 2, 1.
And if you want to play an impressive homebrew port, now from what I understand this project got cancelled and it might be a little bit difficult to find. I can't help you with locating it or anything. I got this a while ago before it was taken down, and this is Portal. Very impressive on the Nintendo 64. It is Portal, like you know, like you love, and it plays, well, really well on the Nintendo 64. Really cutting edge tech on the Nintendo 64, guys. Definitely worth checking out. If you're able to get it and it's around, definitely get it, definitely try it. And if you just want to have a blast, well, why not have a blast with a Super Mario 64 ROM hack called, well, Shotgun Mario, where you Mario with a shotgun. It says it all on the tin, right? Okay, I know this is like the third kind of instance of Mario Kart. We had Mario Kart, we had Mario Kart Amped Up. Well, now we've got Simpsons Mario Kart, and look at it, it just looks amazing. Everything from the sound effects, guys, to the characters, to the power-ups. Like, this is a very well done ROM hack. Like, seriously, like, I try a lot of ROM hacks. In fact, I really like ROM hacks. There's some that are okay, there's some that are great, and there are some that are just damn right awesome, right? And this is one of them. Seriously, the attention to detail is just next level. Even stuff like, look at the clown up there. Look at the balloon up there, right? It's got Krusty the Clown instead of the guy that comes up the round thing. I always forget his name. It begins with an L. You've got the alien that used to be, I think, in the Treehouse of Horror episode. So guys, if you like Simpsons and you like Mario Kart, you definitely want to try this one out. It's called Simpsons Mario Kart. Give it a search on Google. Hopefully you guys can find it. I found it quite easily, so you should be able to do as well. Google is your friend. But again, just great stuff to play on this core. I mean, we've got original stuff working, we've got like ROM hacks working, just absolutely great. So guys, I am not really a Smash player. I've never really been too much into it, right? But those of you are, look at this, right? I mean, there was only a few characters, like maybe 8, 10, 12 characters in the Smash Bros. 64. Well, look at this. This has got a whole bunch of characters in there, including like Black Goldman from Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Guys, this is really good, and you must try this, right? It's called Smash Remix. And well, there you go. You can make Sonic, you know, this is when Nintendo and Sega were rivals. You didn't get Sega stuff on Nintendo consoles. Well, you know what, it's 2024 and Sega is visiting Smash Brothers on the Nintendo 64. And yeah, I'm gonna move on to the next game. My gameplay is terrible, more terrible than it is in other games for Smash. But guys, definitely check this out, especially if you're a Smash Brothers fan. This is one of the best homebrew games to come out, period, guys, right? It's come out for pretty much everything. Modern consoles, like the Switch, I have it for the Switch as well. It's come out for the Nintendo 64, the Mega Drive, I think, as well, the Neo Geo, and I wouldn't be surprised if it starts coming out for even more consoles. And this is Xeno Crisis, a homebrew game that you can purchase from the Bitmap Bureau's website. You can purchase the ROM, and there you go, guys. The ROM actually works in all its glory. So that's really it for this video, guys. I wanted to celebrate the fact that you know, the core has hit update tool. I want to send a special thank you out to Robert Peip, who's kind of retired from core development for the moment, and hopefully, you know, at some point in the future he comes back. But either way, I respect his choice. The guy is just a stand-up guy, a very nice guy. As he kind of said, he's moving away from FPGA gaming core development, and he may be going into actually making games. That's something he wanted to have a look at. He actually closed down his Patreon as well. So guys, absolutely brilliant. Robert Peip's just been amazing during the whole core development period. How he manages his workflow, how he kind of engages with the community over on Discord. Just a really nice guy. He's given us this excellent core, and yeah, guys, enjoy it. It's available via Update Tool. I'm sure many of you guys that watch this channel would have had like the unstable version running, so this is nothing majorly new to you guys. But it's a whole bunch of guys, like a few friends of mine that have MiSTer. They just run Update All. They're not interested in doing anything unstable. So your day has come to shine. I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope you found some games useful. Let me know which ones your favorites are, which ones you liked, which ones you disliked, and if you've got any other recommendations that are missing, fire them in the comments below. But that's it for this video, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, a subscription and a like, as well as turning on those notifications, is super duper appreciated. Be awesome to one another, guys. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.